New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Our top story today, just hours away from Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Celtics and Warriors getting ready to tip off after splitting the first two games in San Francisco. The C's hoping for some big home court advantage tonight as fans gear up for the big game. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Trigella is caught up with fans ahead in the city of Boston. He's live outside the Garden with how are they feeling about the game tonight, Yanni?
Yeah, Doreen, no surprise here. Everyone predicting a big Celtics win here in Game 3 of the NBA Finals as the buzz just continuing to grow all throughout the city just hours away as the Celtics move a little bit closer towards capturing banner 18. What's the excitement like? Who's going to win?
Go Celtics. Boston's going to win. I just came back from Chicago, so it's my first NBA Finals game here and my first time here.
Celtics fans confident the team will bounce back in front of their home crowd after dropping Game 2 and take a 2-1 series lead in the NBA Finals.
Looking at Jalen to come through, obviously. Tatum's got to hit some shots.
Inside the TD Garden, it will be a sea of green. Outside the Garden, fans will be watching at bars across the city. Those who live in the area say the Celtics Finals run has brought the city of Boston back to life.
We've been a very quiet neighborhood for 2 years, a little over 2 years, so it's nice to have the activity back.
Tickets for Game 3 not easy to come by. Resale prices going for upwards of $700.
Trying to get tickets, but a little steep for me right now. Maybe next year.
Some fans deciding it was worth it to dish out the money for a chance to witness history.
I just want to be around the moment. You know, Boston's iconic franchise, so I thought I'd come here, take a little vacation, and see the NBA Finals.
The city of Boston canceling its viewing party at Faneuil Hall due to potential rain in the forecast, meaning fans will instead hit the bars, and they're planning to get there early.
Get there at 6:30 and be there until game time. Because I think, I think it's gonna be packed. So I'm gonna try to get a seat as quick as possible.
And if the Celtics pull out the win, the party expected to go on all night long.
TD Garden's going to be a monster house. Causeway's going to be shut down. The police are going to be all over the place. It's going to be a big party.
Tip-off for Game 3 set for 9 p.m. You can catch it right here on ABC6 as the Celtics look to take a 2-1 lead and move 2 wins closer to capturing banner number 18 and take sole possession of the most titles in NBA history. Reporting outside of TD Garden, I'm Yanni Trigella, ABC6 News.
All right, Yanni, thanks again. Tip 9 p.m. right here on ABC6. And that you can see right here when our sports team is going to have much more in tonight's game starting on ABC6 News first at 4. And now we have a developing story today at the Scituate Water Treatment Facility. The facility is back online now, but it was shut down for a time this morning after Providence Water identified a chlorine gas leak. They closed it out of an abundance of caution. No Providence Water employees were injured. Public safety officials say the leak has been identified and isolated. They are operating by utilizing a backup chlorine gas supply. Customers' water is safe to drink. And now to the weather as we take a live look outside this afternoon. Eking out a fairly nice afternoon after such a wet start this morning. Chelsea's in the Weather Center with her first forecast. Hi there, Chelsea.
Hey, Doreen. Yeah, on average across the area, anywhere from half an inch to an inch of rain fell very early this morning. There's one last little downpour showing up through Providence right now and up into the Norwood area. A little tiny line on the storm tracker radar. Otherwise, still mostly cloudy conditions. It is warm. It is muggy out there, and we are getting pops of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. It's going to get our temperatures to about 80 degrees later today. You're already feeling like 80 because those dew points are higher than where they've been the last few days, feeling quite muggy. We're looking at dew points in the mid-60s with a breeze out of the west-southwest. Temperatures for most of us, at least in the 70s, upper 70s in Providence, low 70s for Newport, for Westerly, mid-70s, 60s for Block Island. You're seeing those last few little showers coming through. Still a lot of clouds out towards the Cape and the islands, but many of us getting into pops of sunshine, and that will continue to be the case as the afternoon progresses. Not full sunshine, but kind of a mix of some sun and clouds for the afternoon with temperatures around 80. Now, don't enjoy the sun all that long. We don't enjoy the sun all that long because clouds increase this evening, and we have more rain in the forecast tomorrow. I'll have much more in just a few minutes. Great.
Chelsea, sounds good. Thank you. And new at noon today, the Let All Right Vote Act is now law in Rhode Island. Governor McKee signing the bill just a short time ago. Many of the voting changes implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic will now be permanent. Voters across the Ocean State will be able to fill out mail-in ballot applications online, and you will no longer need 2 witnesses or notarized signature to vote by mail. Speaking of voting, only 4% of Providence voters turned out for Tuesday's special election, voting yes on the $500 million bond the city sought to replenish its pension system. Residents voting 3,545 to 1,519 to approve the bond. The Providence Pension Fund is one of the lowest in the country. Now, that vote was non-binding as a way for the city to see where voters stood on the issue. And Rhode Island casino workers will gather today on Smith Hill, calling for smoking bans in casinos across the state. Right now, there is a bill in the General Assembly that would repeal the rule allowing casinos to permit smoking indoors. Union leaders representing the casino employees say they shouldn't be subjected to health risks involving secondhand smoke while in the workplace. A House committee will hear a bill that would ban single-use plastic bags at Rhode Island retail establishments today. The Plastic Waste Reduction Act would set up penalties for businesses that do continue to use the plastic bags. That could include fines of up to $500. Instead, paper bags or reusable bags are recommended. If the bill passes the full House and Senate, it could take effect in early 2024. And the Rhode Island Senate passed a resolution supporting a regional school district in Newport and Middletown. Under this proposal, it's expected that the schools will remain the same, but the administration will be regionalized. If passed by the General Assembly, then the measure would be put on the ballot for voters in November. A House committee hearing the resolution held it for further study. The Department of Health is closing all state-run testing and vaccination sites at the end of this month. You'll still be able to get tested and vaccinated at traditional healthcare sites and pharmacies. The health department says the state is prepared to reopen those sites if there is enough demand. A 4-alarm fire at a condo complex. This was in Plainville overnight. It brought out firefighters from many area departments. ABC6 news crews on scene just after 1 a.m. saw smoke damage to the front of the building. The fire chief says a mulch fire spread to 2 units at that building, and responding units found heavy fire and smoke when they got there. Residents were evacuated. No one was injured. All the residents, though, from the 10 units are displaced. One person was taken to the hospital for stress. The fire took about an hour to get under control. A former Rhode Island Catholic priest will be arraigned today on sexual assault charges. Prosecutors say 66-year-old Kevin Facette sexually assaulted a child in Burrillville between 1981 and 1982. This was when Facette was serving as a deacon at Our Lady of Victory Parish in Hopkinton. The Youth Suicide Prevention Project Manager for the Rhode Island Department of Health was arrested Tuesday on charges of possession of child pornography. 46-year-old Jeffrey Hill allegedly uploaded child porn to an email server. Investigators say they tracked the internet connection to his home in Wakefield. Hill posted a $5,000 bail and was issued a no unsupervised contact with minors order, as well as restricted internet access. Rido tells us he was placed on administrative leave. And the State Department of Health says that baby formula from the UK and Australia is expected to hit store shelves in the Ocean State later this week. Rido says they were told by the FDA that the baby formula has been approved as a healthy alternate formula. The first batch includes Canamil Classic, Canamil Organic formula, and 7 types of Bubs brand formula. The DOH is urging Rhode Islanders to only buy what they need, though, so there is enough to go around. Well, still to come, heart-wrenching testimony on Capitol Hill from an 11-year-old girl who survived the shooting in Uvalde. We'll have the latest from Washington coming up next. Plus, a $1 billion lawsuit, gymnasts staking a claim against the FBI for mishandling the Larry Nassar case. And later, the big bargains at Target, why the retailer is making major markdowns. ABC6 News at Noon continues now with our coverage on gun reform. Survivors and family members of the victims of mass shootings in Uvalde, Texas and Buffalo, New York testifying on Capitol Hill today, demanding that Congress take action to pass gun control legislation. ABC's Ika Jaji has the latest.
Today, lawmakers on Capitol Hill listening to the families and survivors of the massacres in Buffalo and Uvalde, pleading with them to do something.
Today, we will examine the destruction and heartbreak that gun violence is causing across our country.
Family members like Zenata Everhart, whose son was shot and injured at the mass shooting in Buffalo.
I continuously hear after every mass shooting that this is not who we are as Americans and as a nation. Hear me clearly. This is exactly who we are.
And survivors like 11-year-old Maya Cirillo, who survived the attack at Robb Elementary by covering herself in her classmates' blood and playing dead.
And I got my teacher's phone and called 911.
What did you tell 911?
I told her that we need help.
I come because I could have lost my baby girl.
Also testifying, Dr. Roy Guerrero, Uvalde, Texas's only pediatrician, who was at Uvalde Memorial Hospital, describing the carnage he witnessed that day.
I know I will never forget what I saw that day.
Now, all focus is on Congress, which is feeling pressure from constituents and actor Matthew McConaughey to pass meaningful gun control legislation that might prevent similar attacks. Last week, President Biden calling on lawmakers to do something, asking for a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. If not, he says Congress should raise the purchasing age from 18 to 21. Today, House Democrats bringing the Protect Our Kids Act to the floor for a vote. A group of bipartisan senators is working on a framework, but it'll likely be far more limited. For example, some Republicans have signaled that they wouldn't support raising the age limit to buy an assault rifle from 18 to 21. Ika Jaji, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
And coming up, Olympic gold medalists taking the FBI to court over the Larry Nassar case. Those details ahead. We're going to check in with Chelsea for that full 7-day forecast right after this. Stay with us. Simone Biles and other gymnasts are filing claims against the FBI for more than $1 billion. More than 90 people say the FBI mishandled the Larry Nassar case instead of preventing the doctor from allegedly abusing more people. They say the agency had credible complaints from numerous victims in July of 2015, but did not interview them or properly investigate the abuse. And as a result, he was able to sexually abuse about 90 young women and kids within about a year. Nassar is serving 40 to 175 years in prison. In consumer news, big deals could soon be coming to Target. It's a case of too much supply and not enough demand. Because of pandemic-related supply chain worries from last year, Target has about 40% more inventory than it did this time last year. So to get rid of it, the company is slashing prices. The biggest bargains will be on furniture, electronics, appliances, as well as some clothing items. And Kohl's is negotiating with a potential new owner. The department store has announced it was in a 3-week negotiation period with Franchise Group, a holding company which manages several retail chains. Franchise Group has proposed to buy Kohl's for $60 a share. The Wall Street Journal reported that would value Kohl's at around $8 billion.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Well, we had a soaking rain coming through the area very early this morning. The final push of some scattered showers coming through in the Providence area right now, continuing to push eastward. Very isolated, very light stuff, moving through very quickly. And into the afternoon, we actually get more and more sun trying to pop through. This morning, we picked up anywhere from ½ an inch to an inch of rain across most of southern New England. And we have more rain in the forecast for tomorrow, which is good news because we are dealing with some moderate drought conditions at this point in the year. This is updated from last week. We'll get a new update tomorrow. That's not going to include the rain from today and from tomorrow. We'll have to wait till next week for that update. But any rain we can get will put a little dent in these minor to moderate drought conditions that we're experiencing at the moment, and also help the pollen levels that have been so extreme these past few weeks with really dry air in place. Now, we are mild and we're muggy. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s for our inland spots, low 70s for some of our coastal locations. The breeze is still coming in from the south-southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Some gusts coming in around 20 miles per hour at times. It's not overly windy, but a little bit of a breeze that we're dealing with through the afternoon, continuing overnight and into tomorrow. The wind from the southwest, though, does continue to pump in some moisture, and the dew points today mid to upper 60s, feeling much more humid outside, especially thinking back to just a couple days ago when these dew points were mainly in the 40s. We had some very, very comfortable air in place both yesterday and the day before. Today, a completely different feel outside with that sunshine popping through into the afternoon. You're looking at a loop over the past 6 hours. We did have pockets of some very heavy rain falling very early this morning. That line of heavy rain continued to push off to the east. Still a lot of clouds up towards the Cape and the islands, but the clouds are thinning out for most of Rhode Island, even to the New Bedford area. Yeah, there's still a few sprinkles around, but for the most part, you're getting sun mixing with those clouds and will be much brighter as the afternoon progresses. You'll end up with temperatures getting into the 80s because of the sunshine that we're getting into. Now, as we head through tonight, clouds come right back in, and there's a low system off to our west, and we have more rain in the forecast for tomorrow. So as we go through things hour by hour, what you're looking at is a mix of some sun coming in with the clouds this afternoon. It is quite muggy, so there may be some fog as we head through the evening hours. And by early tomorrow morning, you're noticing some rain starting to move in. And within some of this rain, there will likely be some rumbles of thunder and some brief downpours. Now, that risk of heavy rain will continue through tomorrow morning into the late morning hours. This is 10 a.m. That's some soaking rain falling. After the rain today, plus the fact that we're in some drought conditions, we're going to have to watch for some ponding on our roadways, some big puddles to develop. The ground can't quite take that much rain when it is so dry at the moment. So we have that heavy rain that we'll be watching for your morning commute tomorrow into the later part of the morning. Now, by lunchtime, we're starting to dry out. You still have a few isolated showers and downpours into the afternoon and evening, but overall, we continue to clear out, and Friday looks like a nice bright day, a warm day, and a more comfortable day. Again, we have ½ an inch to an inch of rainfall early this morning. We have another ½ to an inch expected through the day tomorrow. So when all is said and done, about 1 inch to 2 inches of rain coming down in just this 48-hour period. And again, that really does help our pollen counts. That's another positive of this heavy rain that we've been experiencing. Today, the pollen counts are much lower. Tomorrow, even better, but slowly creeping up as we head into the end of the week and into the weekend. Mostly cloudy outside today. It's a warm, muggy day. Temperatures topping out around 80 degrees as we head into this afternoon, with those wind gusts coming in around 20-25 miles per hour. With the humidity, we feel even warmer. Low 60s. We're cloudy through the evening, but by tomorrow morning, rain starts to move in. We have rain and thunder expected through tomorrow morning. It's a breezy day. We dry out late in the afternoon into the evening. Friday looks nice. Into the weekend, we'll stay in the mid-70s with a chance of a few isolated showers on Saturday. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thanks. Still to come, she stole the screen on the hit Netflix show Ozark. Now could she be taking on the Queen of Pop? Plus, the Foo Fighters set to honor their beloved late drummer Taylor Hawkins. We'll tell you how coming up. In entertainment news, from Ozark to The Material Girl, Variety reports that Julia Garner has been offered the lead in Universal's biopic about Madonna. The Emmy-winning actress had been considered a frontrunner for the highly coveted role. Madge herself, the queen of reinvention, is set to direct the film. The Foo Fighters are honoring the life of their former drummer, Taylor Hawkins. There will be 2 tribute concerts this summer, one in London, the other in LA. A full lineup of who will be performing will be announced soon. Hawkins died in March, hours before the Foo Fighters were set to perform. No cause of death has been determined, but local officials say an autopsy showed several drugs in his system. Hawkins was just 50 years old. Well, coming up next, a roadside rodeo in Oklahoma, and police calling the real cowboys to wrangle the cow on the loose. Plus, Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast right after this. Well, finally, in Oklahoma, cow on the loose proved elusive, prompting officials to call in some professional cowboys for this bovine intervention. They quickly turned the traffic troubles into a roadside rodeo, roping the hot-footed heifer into submission. These hombres are all business, no bull.
Do we have some real life cowboys around here?
I know,
feel like
just
this
in
has
case.
happened before.
Yes, I know. We should get them on the payroll.
We don't have many cowboys.
Yes.
Like they do in Oklahoma, I
No,
guess.
we need a rodeo, I guess.
So.
There you go.
We are looking at mostly cloudy conditions outside this afternoon. You're getting some sun, though. It's warm, it's muggy after we had all that rain overnight and into early this morning. Tomorrow, though, more rain in the forecast. We had about a ½ inch to an inch for most of the area today. Another ½ inch to an inch over the area tomorrow, so we'll have to watch out for some ponding on the roadways. From there, we'll dry out, we'll clear out, we'll get brighter on Friday. And right now, I have some showers in the forecast for the weekend, but I think a lot of the weekend is looking good. Models are trending better and better, so we're going to stick with that trend, right?
Yeah, let's follow that one. I like that model. Let's go with that one.
We're going to stick with that trend, but I'll have a full update for you tonight and obviously tomorrow as well.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. And thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues. First and forward, we're going to get you all ready for Game 3 tonight. The Boston Celtics at the TD Garden. Have a great day, everybody.